All right, we are live. It is episode 59 of Paper and Plastic. And welcome back to your regular Sunday broadcast. I am one of your hosts, Pop and Sloth on Instagram, and we're joined by your other co-host, Dr. Plagas. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I got my handy T-shirt for swatting this fly that is attacking me. So everybody just disregard that.
Yeah, I saw you during the intro there just swinging it. That was funny.
Yeah, he's just coming at my face. So I mean, I don't. Yeah,
Oh, that's the worst thing in the summer is that heat just brings out those nasty buggers.
yeah,
But yeah, we've got some fun stuff to talk about today with some comic book stuff. I think is what we're going to be looking at. I feel like there's been a little bit of news going around in the comic world, so we'll touch on that and some new books coming out. And yeah, but I think you wanted to show off a couple pickups from the recent-ish times.
yes, yeah. So I recently and what's up to Sam?
And 9 panel grid is
Yeah,
hanging out.
Jim,
Yeah,
Eric,
yeah.
what's up, guys? Yeah, I haven't been doing a ton of big key picking up in a little while. And today, when I was organizing some books, I came across a few that I picked up recently that are kind of some bigger keys. I recently got the
Mm,
first appearance of Shang-Chi,
yeah.
and if I have shown these off already, I apologize. I for some reason I feel like I have, but
I
if not, I picked that up. First appearance of Shang-Chi, pretty great there. And then I've been really chipping away at Incredible Hulk Volume 1 and then kind of diving into the Tales to Astonish as well. And so I got the first appearance of the leader,
Oh, nice.
which is in issue 63. And I think 62 is like his first cameo.
Mm.
Um, but yeah,
Oh,
I'll show it because he's
and the
pretty.
the leader, I feel like it's one of those characters that I thought was gonna have a bigger role in the
Yeah,
Marvel movie stuff, but never seemed to. Unless I guess he was in the
the most
what,
recent
Captain
ish.
America esque
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I have yet to see. So that's my
Oh,
bad.
really? Yeah. So there
Oh
he is.
man, that's not what I was
Pretty
expecting.
rough. Not too good.
That's
Uh,
great.
a lot of fun. Yeah,
That's so.
that's the thing. We've got these characters that
Mm,
another one that I really like is the Mandarin,
mm,
and
mhm.
I'd really love to get his first appearance, which is what's the Iron Man one?
Oh,
Tales of Suspense.
yeah, I think
Yeah, I think
so.
so. Issue 50, and he's kind of sitting on his throne,
Mm,
zapping Iron Man. Just one of my favorite covers, and a
mm.
villain that I really like, and of course, just very underwhelming character in the MCU
Well, I liked
universe.
him. I liked it, Shang-Chi.
Oh, I loved
Yeah,
Shang-Chi. I
yeah.
um just a villain that and I loved that they kind of had him
Mm,
be kind of a character in the background of like some of the earlier movies with
yeah.
the
The Ten
um
Rings.
yeah, the Ten Rings and
Yeah.
like the Iron Man movies. I
Mm,
did really like that. I just, again, kind of like you said about the leader, I wish he just played a little bit more of a significant role like
mm.
in like the Iron Man movies. God dang it. Yeah.
That fly. You'll get it by the end of the show. I promise you.
So
You'll
annoying.
you'll get that.
But yeah, just a couple of cool key
Mm.
pickups, books that have a little bit of, dropped a little bit of coin on. Um,
I
but
was
yeah.
just gonna follow up that point you're making. I feel like every villain in the MCU movies, other than Thanos, I feel like kind of got shafted a little bit. Like Age of Ultron only being one movie was crazy to me
Yeah.
because in the
Agreed.
comic, it should have been way Ultron should have been a way bigger thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, well, like in the Mandarin, I mean, he spanned a very long ways, you know, from the Silver Age in those early Iron Man issues all the way
mm,
into like, you know, the Claremont run of X-Men
mm,
into the 80s, and then obviously even beyond that, but yeah, to only really get kind of like a minorish role in a
mm.
loved Shang-Chi though. Great
Yeah.
movie.
Here's a question for you, and we're getting a little off topic now. Would
That's okay.
you want to see animated versions of these stories? Like if they made
Oh
like
man.
almost like more of a one-to-one adaptation of some of these comic events, but doing them in an animated form. You think they would do what? You think they would be? Do you think people would watch that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much interest the casual fan would
Mm.
have. That would, you know, and then you get like kind of the older. Yeah, I saw that X right before we went on. So, you know, good luck to you moving forward. I'm out. I just got my single picks. Shout out to X for keeping me in the loop on the UFC fights.
Mm,
Me and him are pretty big fans, and I had a parlay in, so I just lost.
mm,
um, but yeah, you know, you get like the older comic book guys.
mm,
For instance, my business partner is in, you know, almost in his 60s,
mm,
and you know, I'll tell him how good the animated stuff is from Star Wars to
mm,
DC, and it just doesn't do anything for him.
mm,
And you know, he's a huge fan, and like DC did Crisis on Infinite Earths, and he watched it, but
mm,
he just didn't
mm.
care for it. It's just not his cup of tea, and I feel like that's pretty common with like that generation. But
Yeah. I just
then
think it.
there's the fans like from our
Mm,
generation who would,
mm,
yeah, would love that stuff. I love the animated stuff as far as visual media goes.
mm.
It's, yeah, my favorite.
Well, I'll die on the hill that X Men '97 is some of the best stuff Marvel's put out in
Yeah.
a while, since Moon Knight, dare I say, and that's just my opinion. So you can shove it.
Yeah.
But
Well, and then you've got like the classics like Batman animated series,
mm,
Spider
yep,
Man, like just those are, I mean, the best Batman, a lot of people would say.
it's
So,
true. It's
yeah.
true. I know Sam Rock's a huge
Oh,
animated
yeah.
Batman fan, and
Yeah.
I just I've never questioned it. It makes absolute sense.
Yep.
Uh, Speaking of Batman, I wanted to talk about the Batman Gargoyle of Gotham.
Mm.
Have you had a chance to read any of that stuff? Are
So
you
I've, yeah, I've read issues 1 through 3, and then it
mm.
just took a really long time to put out 4, right?
It was almost a year between. It's been coming out since like 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the first issue, for those who don't know, came out before I got laid off from my previous job, which was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's 3 issues over no 4 issues over about 3 years. So
Wow.
I think two and three came out in the last year, and then three was a couple months ago, and then four just came out this most recent week. So you're up to date to number three.
Well, I know I've read it, but I
It's somewhere in the
I need to
mm,
yeah, revisit that once my issue 4 comes in. I'll need to go
yeah.
through all of it again.
It's uh so I I was talking to I don't know why I said I'm talking. I was thinking about it, and I think those are some of my favorite kind of Batman stories are these dark, gritty,
Mm.
almost like alternate universe. Like I have so much respect for that classic Batman, throughout the main continuity, like the greatest detective, kind of like not quite cheesy, but like he's still a little what's the word? Campy, I guess maybe is the word. But man, these alternate takes between the absolute stuff, the Gargoyle Gotham stuff, and even the like Gotham by Gaslight, like all these kind of different versions of Batman that's a little more dark and gritty have just been some of my favorite takes on this
Yeah.
character. The Gargoyle Batman of Gotham, though, not Batman, has some of my favorite bat suits. So I'm going to show you
Mm.
one. I don't think it's a major spoiler because it's the cover of the issue, but like, come
Yeah.
on,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
like,
And Eric just said the words for me.
yeah. What is it, man? I couldn't remember a single thing about Gargoyle Batman when left off. Super dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the same thing. I actually just kept issue 3 for when issue 4 came out because I couldn't remember
Mhm.
what happened in issue 1 and 2. So I at
Yeah.
least read 3 and 4 back to back. Um, but this look was is so
Yeah.
badass, dude. With this kind of with the hammers and like just the almost he has none of his original suit other than the mask. And it's just these
Yeah.
trench coats and like padding and just so like for lack of a better word, homeless looking. But
Yeah.
man, it's great. And so I'm not going to show you the other because he does have another suit at the end of the issue. I'm not going to show you that because I think you should read it and find out for yourself. But another one of my absolute favorite Batman suits that I've seen in a
Yeah.
while.
And it's funny that we were just talking about animated stuff because I was just thinking the other day
Mm,
how much I would love if we got, a movie of Absolute Batman
mhm,
if it were an animated movie. And same thing with the story like Gargoyle of Gotham.
mm.
I mean, these are just prime for animation.
Especially Gargoyle, because I think I mean the art is Raphael Grandpa.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
is his name.
Grandpa.
Uh,
Yeah,
so unique.
yeah,
The art throughout those the entire issues are just fantastic.
yeah.
Um, and yeah,
A
it's
hint of anime in there, kind of. Just
absolutely.
another one of those like Nick Dragotta
Hmm.
style. Yeah,
Well, and
really good.
and like I think that's always been my thing with comic book art is I like when you look at it and you can instantly recognize who the artist is. You're like,
Yeah,
that's Frank Quietly. Like, there's no like
yeah,
no one else does that. Like,
yeah,
or obviously Peach Momoko, uh, David Mack, like, and
yeah.
I mean, we can the list is huge at this point because there's so many people, and I think those are the comics that are almost the ones that are, in my opinion, hold a little more value. Is like people be like, oh, like so and so's doing the interior art or this, or and maybe it's not like actual money value, but I think like personal value. Like people hold
Sure.
on to these books, they're not going to sell them because
Yeah.
they want to keep them in their collection because they're like, that's the only time like this guy has ever done interior pages for this series or for this character, and we get some really great stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, but to your point, I did see someone do a fan anime intro for Absolute Batman, and at that point, it's
Oh,
like,
I saw that too. Yeah.
we need this.
Oh
DC,
man.
get
Yeah.
to it, get to it. Um, and the
And
other,
that's totally up their alley too, is kind of doing these one-off movies, maybe a two-part series, or
mm,
Crisis on Infinite Earths was I think three parts,
mm,
but just taking these kind of standalone stories like a Gargoyle Gotham. I think, Absolute Batman would maybe even call for like an animated series almost
yeah,
at this point, depending on how far they take it. Gosh, that would be incredible.
I think they would. I think it would do really well. I think it would
Yeah,
benefit like DC in all aspects. Like the comics would be more sought after, even though we all know that Absolute Batman already is. Uh, and I think it would just, yeah, it would get more people into it, get more eyes onto it.
well, and
Um,
if DC wants to just totally one up Marvel, with
hmm.
Marvel bringing back X-Men and that being pretty good, I would agree with you. But do an animated series style Absolute Batman,
Hmm.
game over. just totally game over. Because I even feel like the younger generation of fans
Mhm.
know about Batman the animated series and its greatness, and so obviously up the ante, but
Well, I think there's I think that's such a it's a great avenue for people who who aren't familiar with a lot of this stuff. Like, I know, the Lego Batman was a video game that came out recently that featured all these different suits from all these different,
yeah,
variants of Batman. I'm thinking, man, I wonder how many people pick this game up because they love, either the Lego games or they love the Batman stuff, but have no idea what like absolute Batman is because they're not comic book people, and now they're looking at this suit and being like, man, I gotta find out what this is, and learn a little bit, and maybe jump on it. And I think that's like cross media is never going to hurt your franchise. Is my
yeah,
belief as someone with a media background if you can afford to do it because you're just getting more headlines, more news, more word of mouth about how awesome something is.
yeah.
Um,
I've got to say, what the absolute line has done, at least
mhm,
here in my small town, for comics and comic collectors and readers. I would say I've had my finger on the pulse of the comic book community here locally, for the last better part of 10 years,
mm,
and I am just seeing, you know, like at Yeah Comics, Oren really keeps a healthy stock of all the trades.
yeah,
Whenever he can get his hands on single issues, he's bringing those in. And like just this Saturday, my little 1 hour, 2 hour visit there,
mhm,
a kid came in and just bought the trades for everything that was available. I saw him grab Green Lantern,
mm,
Wonder Woman, Superwoman, second volume of Batman, just
mhm,
buying it all up, and then even from there, saw him branch out to Matt Fraction's Batman, and just
mm,
like this kid is totally a new to the hobby,
yeah.
and I see it every week
Mm.
at that store, and just all these young kids coming in buying this stuff up. I mean, it is so hot here locally. I can only imagine everywhere else. I feel like that has reinvigorated the hobby all over the country, world, wherever. Yeah,
Well, and then it's allowing, like, use DC continuity, use that as an example. It's giving them opportunities to, they're getting money. They can pay their artists and creators to do a lot of great stuff. Like, and we're even getting more absolute stuff. But
yeah,
I'm sure that's also giving opportunity again for myself because I never read I never read a current series of Green Lantern or the Flash or anything, but now I'm seeing, in absolute, and I'm like, "Oh, who is this character? Like, this character is obviously not an original absolute character." Now I wanna go learn more about Hector Hammond
mm,
or, Mirror Master or any of these
yeah,
characters who are appearing in these other series, and now I'm doing my research, and I'm like, "Oh, well, now I kinda wanna go get some mainline continuity stuff because I wanna see the counterparts. I wanna see the cross connection between these versions of these characters."
yeah,
And yeah, it's just yeah, it's the what and I can only hope that as someone both of us, we love Marvel, and I think that's what we want from Marvel eventually is to be able to kind of capitalize on this, like, just give people a fresh jumping off point that's not overwhelming,
yeah,
right? Give people an opportunity to, like, get into the X-Men without having to know the whole Krakoa backstory and then the story before that, and, like, just give us a clean slate.
yeah.
And I know
Well, and
we've talked about that.
as you get deeper into the hobby, you will go back and probably end up reading some of
Yeah.
that classic stuff. But yeah, just giving someone a good starting point
Mhm.
and getting them sucked into the hobby, and then eventually going back. I've been reading. It's funny. I've been reading, all this new stuff,
Mhm.
even some like older, newer stories,
Yep.
and then just randomly out of the blue, I had picked up issue 123 Fantastic Four Volume One, old
Mm,
issue.
mm,
From the early Bronze Age. And it had a really classic Silver Surfer cover, and it
mm,
was yellow, and it just really struck me. And then I dove into it. Just a really classic old story, and I have found myself loving
mm,
older Fantastic Four now. And so I go to Yeah Comics on Saturday and bought myself up like 50 issues of Bronze Age Fantastic Four, and like who I never would have expected
mm,
that from myself as a collector. But I've found that I really love the more cosmic stuff
mm.
involving Galactus, Silver Surfer,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So now here I am. I'm diving back in time into some old Fantastic Four. So
Well, and then, then to that exact point, I mentioned Gotham by Gaslight. Like that was another series that
oh
like was
yeah,
never on my radar until like obviously I knew about it because there was a movie about it, however long ago. But I remember thinking like, man, I just want more alternate universe Batman stuff, and this seems like
yeah,
a great spot to just pick up the book and just read it. And again, it was just another thing that's like sometimes you just come across these old I mean, they're not old gems, but they're gems for a reason, right?
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
and yeah, and it's well, you wouldn't want to dive into Marvel offerings, current Marvel. Well, you know what? I picked up
Oh no, that yeah.
you're not completely wrong. I mean, it's barely a Marvel book, but the Jay and Silent Bob's Marvel crossover, Jays of Futures Past,
Yeah,
great read.
I
Actually,
can't wait.
very much recommend it.
I
There,
really was bummed that I didn't get it because we had put that on our list to talk about, and fortunately it didn't come for me yet. So
so I won't spoil it, but one of the funnest Marvel books I've read in a while.
yeah,
Uh, there's jokes in there that I would have never anticipated in a Marvel book, which was great fun. It didn't take itself seriously at all. It was just good. Like it's that's a jumping off point. And I know Jay and Silent Bob aren't the most popular things in the popular characters or movies or whatever in the world, but like they got a cult following, and hopefully
yeah.
there's people out there who are like, I've never really got into Marvel, but now I want to check these characters out and see what this story is. And like there's some great moments from the X-Men, from the Avengers, from Spider-Man, like the Fantastic Four, like everyone's in this book, and it's just a lot of fun. And even to and it was definitely older versions of these characters. Like it definitely wasn't drawing inspiration from modern versions of any of these Marvel characters. It was definitely inspired, I feel like, by pre-90s
Oh, that's
kind
good.
of stuff. So it felt like I was like, oh, this kind of makes me want to go read some like older X-Men or some older Avengers, because it's just like a little goofy. Um, but yeah, I very much enjoyed it. And great little read there. Yeah, again, won't spoil anything, but I recommend checking it out just for the the shits and giggles, if you will. Pardon my
Yeah.
French. But yeah, that was a great read. The other thing I read this week was Absolute Catwoman. I don't know.
Mm.
You probably haven't had a chance to read that either. So I'll give it a quick little spoiler free. It was very interesting. It I think Catwoman's another one of those characters I've never really read a lot of. Obviously, very familiar with her, and I think this is a good and interesting direction. Introduces some other characters who I was like, oh, I didn't expect that person to show up in here. So yeah, I would suggest if you're on the Absolute train, it's a good spot to kind of jump in as well.
That
Uh,
was that just a one shot or
I think it's an ongoing.
oh
Let me double check. Is there a number two? Yeah, there is a number two coming. Yeah,
oh wow,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. Speaking of Absolute, and I feel like we were going to talk about this last week, but we didn't end up getting to do a show. Is McFarlane has had a little leak in the basement, and we've gotten a
I know
little.
that he announced an absolute Batman because everybody has been
Mhm.
flipping out about that on Instagram.
So I'll read a few of them out here because I don't know if you can get all
I
the.
can't see that at
It's
all.
a pretty tiny text if you're on a
Yeah.
phone. So off the top from the classic DC multiverse line, we've got a absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Deathstroke. Which I feel like Deathstroke's a really random one in there, but I bet
Yeah.
you it's because they probably have pieces from their previous sculpts
Ah.
that would work really well for it. And
Yeah.
they were just like, we got the pieces for it. Let's just doop, doop, doop.
Sneaky,
Uh,
sneaky.
yeah. And so I think I was talking briefly to Sam about this because obviously a lot of McFarlane stuff is reuses of previous previous sculpts and molds. I think I'm thinking these might be fresh. Other than I mean, Superman and Wonder Woman, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for them to reuse previous
Yeah.
sculpts. But Absolute Batman is a beast of his own, and I feel like they would be doing a disservice to the fans by not doing an original sculpt. And my only other prayer with that is it has a wired cape because it would be
Oh.
also a huge disservice if there wasn't a wired cape, especially to get some sweet poses. Um, the next few on the list here is 7-inch Bruce Wayne, quote unquote Batman. I don't know why. I mean, obviously Bruce Wayne is Batman. Batman Challengers of the Unknown, Batman 2005, Batman The Long Halloween, and then Kryptonite Batman. So that's probably where they're putting their reuse models to good
Yeah.
use because I can already picture what half of those look like, and it's stuff we probably already have seen.
Yeah.
2005 Batman. I don't know what that's if it's comic or a movie, what it's in referencing to. Uh, but yeah, it's a lot of Batman.
Yeah. That's
Um,
interesting.
DC Direct Page Punchers. Those are the ones that come out with the books. There's a couple in here I think you're going to be excited for. Asherisai from Green Lantern Corps 47. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes.
Asherisai. And then Sorankinik Natu from Green Lantern Corps 47. They're more Green Lanterns, so they'll fill out your
Yep.
collection. I don't
I'm.
know. Do you know who I'm talking about when I say these
Yes.
names?
Yeah.
Okay,
I know exactly. Yep.
okay, that's good. And then we've got
Still no
Batman.
Chip though, which
I mean, there might be a chip, little baby chip in one of these. You
yeah,
know,
that would
little
be great. Probably not though.
probably not.
Not in the
Well,
page punchers.
we're not. We're still got a little bit on the list here to go.
Yeah.
Batman Gotham Adventures 31. We're getting Batman and the Joker from it. Again, I don't know what Gotham Adventures. I'm not too sure what the designs were for that one.
I know I
Uh,
have that book somewhere, but I can't picture it.
from the collector edition, so these are the more. I guess they have more accessories and stuff. We are getting Star Sapphire,
Ooh,
which
thank you.
you're probably happy for.
Oh man. If there was one more, let me think about my words real quick. If there was one more girl that they were going to give us before he is out of the game,
Yeah,
I think that is the one that I would have wanted.
and now that means I think that's
I've
all
been
the
asking for her for years.
because she the Violet
Yeah.
Lantern. So,
Yeah.
is there any lantern we'd be missing other than like a classic just white lantern? So we've got orange, we've got red, we've got yellow, got the green, obviously. We've got black.
We got a blue lantern, Kyle Rayner, I think.
Yeah, he's out there somewhere. Yeah.
Um,
And then
we
this would
got
be,
every version of Guy Gardner pretty much,
yeah, yeah.
which is weird because at one point we were begging just for a Guy Gardner, and then all of a sudden we had all of them. Yeah, I think so. There isn't any White Lanterns, just
Well,
Batman, huh? Oh, they just did a. Did they just do a Kyle Rayner recently too?
I don't think so. Let me see if I can take a look here.
I
Uh,
mean, there's tons that they could still do, but Star Sapphire is kind of the last really big missing one. Other than Chip would be pretty significant.
Yeah, I don't believe there was a White Lan Yeah, the only White Lanterns technically is the Batman and then that random Captain Boomerang Platinum Edition.
Yeah, so stupid.
Yeah, very random. Um, and then we've got Val Zod, which I think is Superman from. He's like in the blue and white logo, the black Superman, right? Yeah.
Mm.
We've got Mary Shazam, also in a collector edition, which is which would be interesting. I don't know. I like the character. I would like to see a little more prominence with it. I really liked her in the DC versus Vampires
Mm.
stuff. Um, and then we get some more theatrical editions: Batman Unmasked from Batman Returns, the Penguin from the Penguin TV show. Uh, huh. Oh yeah, obviously the. Oh gosh, for some reason I was thinking Danny DeVito. I'm like, why are they making another Danny? What was? But no, the from the Batman universe,
Yeah.
and then Batgirl from the Batman and Robin movie. We've
Oh
got
wow.
a 2-pack, which is Batman versus Ra's al Ghul, which will be a gold label.
I'm
We've got
curious to see what Ra's al Ghul looks like because I feel like the version we currently have isn't really. I mean, I have them to have them, but not. I never was really a big fan of it.
because I think it's the Arkham video
Yeah,
game version, right?
yeah, just not my favorite design of him.
Yeah.
I'd like a more classic design. Does it say what version he's coming from?
No, it just says it's a, collector edition 2-pack. So Batman
Gosh,
versus Ra's al
I
Ghul.
hope it will be like his first appearance version.
I feel like they'll probably give some sort of variation to. They'll
Yeah,
probably use some of the pieces from the Arkham one, probably, but they'll probably do an updated head sculpt at the
yeah,
very.
that would be great.
Yeah,
That's really what I have an issue with.
yeah. A couple Mortal Kombat stuff, but I don't think anyone. I mean, there might
Oh,
be.
I just watched the new one today.
Oh, was it good?
I mean, it's like so bad it's good because I loved the first one and
Hmm.
Annihilation as a kid, but
Mm.
obviously now I understand how terrible they were, but I can still go back and watch them and enjoy them because
Mm,
it's something from my childhood. But
of course.
I texted my buddy while watching it and was
Hmm.
like, how did they have all this time to figure that they're going to redo these movies
Hmm.
and they're still as bad as the original ones?
So, are you talking
Yes.
about uh the first of the new ones or the second of the new ones?
Well, the first of the new ones I hated.
Okay.
The newest one, the second,
Yeah.
I it's just, yeah. I mean,
Fair enough.
a lot better looking,
Mhm.
but still just as corny as the originals.
Mm.
Just, yeah, I don't know. I didn't. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, on a like more serious note, I didn't enjoy it.
Fair enough. We do have a couple Spawn figures coming in, which I feel like McFarlane's kind of doing the Spawn figures kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Um, which you would think that'd be like his bread and butter. He'd be slapping those out like on a more regular basis, but he's only ever really given us these random like you give us a million Batmans because it's Batman, but you haven't given us like I don't like you've given us a classic Spawn, which was like a hyper expensive collector's edition or whatever from like the comic accurate one, but that's like it. But we are getting a Vox, which is the Curse of Charlene Johnson,
Huh?
which Vox is a really cool design. I have not read the Curse of Shirley Johnson, but I would like to get that figure because it sounds pretty cool. And then the Necroplasm Spawn, which I have no idea what that will look like, but maybe it'll be more of a classic looking Spawn. And then moving over, we've got a couple of the Elite editions. That's what the word I was looking for.
Ooh.
So I'll circle back. I'll circle back, but they will have a Clark Kent Superman from 1978, which have no idea what that would look like or be, but it's Clark Kent.
Probably a movie. One of the
Yeah,
movies. Yeah.
we've got the Image Founders series Sarah Penzini, which I think is from Witchblade, which I'm assuming is just the regular Witchblade. We have God of War Kratos from Ragnarok, which is a video game for all those who may be unaware. But the big one from this MC McFarlane Elite Edition is the Absolute Batman. So we're getting two Absolute Batmans. We're getting a
Oh,
regular multiverse and we're getting an Elite Edition.
the Elite's got to have a wired cape.
It's got to have a wired
Yeah.
cape. I'm assuming the regular one will. I assume it'll be the same as Sculpt, but I'm assuming this one will probably. I think they'll both have wired capes. This one definitely has to have a wired cape for sure. But I'm assuming this one will also have like probably a different chest piece. Maybe you can change it out so it has maybe has the axe and not
Ooh.
the axe kind of thing, or maybe like an
Oh
alternate
man.
head sculpt. Um, but yeah, I think if you're going to pre-order one, get the Elite Edition because
Yeah.
that's probably going to be a higher quality. And then we've got a couple more McFarlane gaming ones. God of War 2 Zeus, God of War Kratos again. A couple Fallout ones, which I'm really looking for, which is Nick Valentine, which would be sweet. Some more Power Armor and new California Republic Ranger, which again, I love Fallout, especially the video game stuff. The designs are awesome, so I'm looking forward to maybe grabbing a couple of those guys. But
Man.
those are the McFarlane leaks for you there. I think obviously the money maker is going to be that absolute stuff.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
And
I'm
there's
gonna
some, yeah, handful of more lanterns, and
yeah, yeah.
that that'd be a good enough send off for me.
That's
I'd be curious to see if they have anything else in store before
well
the closeout.
that's kind of the thing, right? Is whatever they have currently announced that's not out yet, which would be a lot of these vaulted edition stuff. It's probably going to be out by the end of the summer.
Hmm.
And then it's probably like whatever these are is probably going to be for the fall. And the speculation is that the license ends at the end of this year, and there's been no confirmation that they're renewing it. So this very well could be potentially the last set of leaks and releases from the McFarlane DC stuff.
And
Potentially.
I think if there was a final release, it probably would have been the absolute stuff. So,
Oh
gosh,
yeah, yeah, because it's gonna that's gotta be like their final like money grabber, right? Like those are gonna
yeah,
sell out very quickly. If there's pre-orders, definitely get them in
yeah,
as soon as possible because they will not be on the shelves. Yeah,
dang,
I know.
it's crazy.
I'm definitely gonna get the Elite Edition Absolute Batman, and I'm gonna absolutely get the Superman and Wonder Woman because all around awesome designs. And I would love to have that Trinity, man.
Yeah,
Mm,
that'd
yeah,
be great.
pair them right next to my main continuity Trinity as well. Be beautiful. Um, I'm trying to think. Was there anything else I wanted to chat about? I mean, I feel like we're talking a lot about Absolute Batman. Um, so I may as well just
Yeah.
wrap up our section here with this because we've got our first look at Absolute Batgirl, which I'm not sure if you've seen, but there
Oh
she is.
no, I haven't seen that. Wow,
Yeah, so we've got.
interesting.
I feel like this is pretty on par for design wise. I don't know if I'm super stoked on the design. I think it's cool. It's badass. It suits the tone and the world, but I'd be curious to see how it plays out in the comics.
Yeah,
That's always my thing with these absolute designs is it's gotta look good on it can look however you want it to look on the cover, but in the pages
yeah,
it's gotta look angry. Um,
yeah,
and I believe her character's already been pretty much established in the continuity
yeah.
she is Jim Gordon's daughter. For those who maybe haven't read, uh, I'm assuming it's Jim Gordon's daughter because she is wearing Jim Gordon's coat. So there
Yep.
you go. Um,
And she's gonna have it out for Batman. So
I would assume so. Oh, you never know. You never know.
yeah,
That darn scarecrow has been up to no good.
yeah.
Which also great design for the scarecrow,
Oh
man.
man, I love that. I love that character.
Switching gears, I totally just looking through my list of things here, and I totally forgot that this was announced as well. And there's a handful of covers coming out for this one shot that I am very excited about, and that is Batman, Superman,
Oh,
and Weird Al,
yeah,
World's Weirdest.
yeah.
Um,
I saw that.
and there's
That'll
some
be fun. Oh man,
these are
that's
some
great.
great
Oh,
covers.
dude. Wow.
And then we've even got a Riley Rosimo, which is awesome. Lots of great
Oh,
stuff.
jeez. That's gonna be a hard one.
Yeah, it's get it while it's hot. Get your pre-orders in there, folks.
Dang it. X is
Uh,
just delivering all the bad news tonight. So I had a parlay, and then I have two single bets, and that one also did not go my way. So,
my condolences, my friend.
gosh,
My condolences. Samrock, these are cool covers. I kind of want them all.
I know,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be such a silly book to have every cover of. It's like,
but I think these are great jumping off points. Like I said with the Jay and Silent Bob, is like get these people in on it, right? Like get celebrities or just people with cult followings to expose these people who maybe don't know comic books to comic books.
yeah,
Don't sleep on Gargoyle Batman. The last issue came out of the week. It released. We were talking about
yep,
Gargoyle Batman, Gargoyle Gotham earlier. It's we're recommending it for sure.
yeah.
Once you get the chance to pick it up and get her read. I'm trying to think. Anything else you want to chat about before we kind of move on to the next thing here?
What is the next thing?
You sent me some photos before
Oh
the
yeah,
show. Yeah.
yeah. So, there's a book that goes with those. So I don't know. Oh yeah. Well, so as many know, for many many years I was a graffiti artist, and kind of the way it all started was I had a cousin who was doing taking some breakdancing lessons, and his instructor had given him a DVD of some breakdancing, and at the
Mhm.
end of the DVD they had a feature on graffiti art, and it was from that video that I was inspired to learn about this stuff and go out and do it. And one of the artists that was in that video was a guy from New York who went by the alias of Ewok. And
Mm.
so pretty much from the start of me doing this, he was one of the guys that I really admired their work and looked up to. Fast forward now, whatever it's been, 25 years later, 20 years later. Gosh, when was that? That would have been 2001.
25 years.
Yeah, so fast forward 25 years later, and now I'm, pretty deep in this comic community social media thing, and I see this guy Ewok
Mhm.
from New York, who I've been an admirer of their graffiti art, aerosol art for all these years, released his very own comic
Sweet.
called Mr. Ewok One Presents Beep Beep Box Truck.
Mm.
Um, and the guy is just an incredible artist. It's a very underground style, like outlaw comic, black and white.
Mhm.
It's got a it's mostly wordless,
Nice.
um, but it's got a little bit of text, but mostly it's just kind of the story about a box truck making its way through chaotic New York, and kind of his inspiration is the box truck being a staple of
Mhm.
graffiti. So he sent me a few stickers,
That's so
um,
sweet.
which is really cool. This is his character, Mr. Brain. But
Dope.
yeah, just really cool. Yeah, uh, Eric, it goes by Ewok Draws Comics on Instagram.
Mm,
He was actually um, very inspired by Ed Piskor. Him and Ed were good friends, and Ed really encouraged him to put out this book. So he has a really nice dedication at the beginning of the book to him
mm,
and many other people who inspired him. Um, but yeah, again, just really beautifully drawn. Um, and I hope that he does more. But yeah, basically the inspiration he says is just the box truck is kind of a staple
mm.
of graffiti culture. It's one of those things where you hit one and they drive around town and like so. Yeah, I just wanted to share a few that I had done. I obviously don't live in New York City, so accessing a box truck here in my small town was a little bit harder of a mission than maybe in a bigger city. But definitely the few that I did, I was really proud of and happy and kind of got to like feel the big city feeling in my small town. And the one that's in black and white, I don't know if you
Oh,
could
yeah,
pull that one up
yeah, yeah.
again.
I get that back up here for you, bud. Yeah, give me 2 seconds, and there we are. Yep.
Yeah, so this one, they left this one for years, and this thing would be all over the city. I mean, I would have friends almost sending this to me on a weekly basis for like 3 4 years.
Mm.
And that was one of the first ones I had ever done, and I was just like so stoked that they just let it ride. And yeah, and then the green one too, which I actually got to kind of do something a little bit more. Yeah,
That
so
this.
that one I did in Seattle. I don't know what its fate was. It may have never rolled off like that.
Mm,
I wouldn't know. I was there for one night and caught it, but that one rolled around town for a little bit as well. So that was pretty cool. A little bit nicer piece of work there.
hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of incorporate some of those with this comic. But like I said, mostly wordless, but in amazing illustrations, and there is definitely a story there. Very chaotic, very vulgar, very underground feeling. Outlaw, they call them outlaw comics nowadays.
Mm.
Um, just a lot of fun, and you're supporting a really great artist, and maybe if he gets enough support, he'll put out another issue. So um, yeah, really cool. It was cool because I got to have some conversation with him when I bought it, and um, I had
Mm.
never talked to him before, um, but I had looked up to him for a very long time. And no, it says Pest. Pest was the alias that I went by for the better part of 20 years before. In a smaller town, they're not as accepting of it, and it has harsher repercussions than a bigger city. Yeah. So as I got older, I kind of had to put that hobby on the back burner.
And just to clarify, so is that a book you can get through his Instagram?
Yeah. So if you go to
Okay.
his Instagram, he'll have some links in his bio that I should take you to his website.
Mhm.
I don't know if he has any left, to be honest. I hope that he does.
Mm.
I hope that people can still get it. If not, Eric, let me know. I have an extra copy that I would be more than happy
Oh,
to provide you.
cool.
I bought like a big whatever the ultimate package you could buy was. I bought. It also came with a cool T-shirt.
Oh.
Um, T-shirt on a T-shirt. And
That's so good.
then it's really cool because he's got it's really professional. He's got it
Ah.
tagged with a sticker and a tag. And then my favorite part, which it comes with a little spray paint tip. And what I'll tell you guys about this tip here, they call this tip a New York Fat. And So in graffiti, they have specialized tips that allow various types of sprays. And being as serious into the hobby as I was, this was my all-time favorite tip. I really didn't use anything other than this
Mm,
tip because where you can get a very fat spray from it, it was
mm,
also a very controllable tip. So
mm.
you could, if you had enough control, you could really manipulate what type of line you wanted to get out of it. And there was nothing better. So I thought that was a nice
Hey,
little touch on his shirt, and really just kind of brought me back to a hobby that really consumed uh, the largest portion of my life. So
nice. Right on. That's
and
sweet.
and regulars of the show would know that I did earlier or last year I dove kind of back into it with that we shared that mural I painted, right, with all
Yeah.
the characters.
The
Yeah.
characters. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take me a few minutes there to go find it, but
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a problem. But yeah, just yeah, I highly recommend this to you, Eric. I know that you kind of dabbled in that, or maybe more.
Hmm.
I think you would really enjoy this book. I know you would, actually. I know you would enjoy it.
Yeah, let's see if we can
I
support
did
the.
invite him to be on the show, but I think he's still pretty heavy into the hobby and
Yeah,
isn't interested in sharing his identity. But I did offer the invite for him to come on and just conceal himself. So
standing invitation. We'll
yeah,
figure it out. Put a little mask on, uh, or a cool helmet.
yeah.
Uh, there is one last thing I wanted to mention because I totally forgot about it and it was on my list. Uh, Marvel's actually putting out a couple comics that I am actually really excited to check out, and
Oh,
that is the mangaverse stuff that they're bringing back.
oh, wow.
So this is I'm having time I'm trying to read it here. The age of superheroes has come to an end, but the Marvel mangaverse still needs saving, and so this will be the Web of Blood by Joe and Jack Kelly. The trio of Miles Morales, Ilania Rasputin, and Laura Kinney seek to prevent an apocalyptic prophecy from destroying the planet, on sale September 2nd. And
Oh,
then we've got, which I think the artwork for the character design is awesome. And it's a sweet little trio of characters there. It
yeah,
almost looks like,
definitely.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with X-23, but she looks sweet. Um, let's see. And then we've got, this is Iron Knight. After losing a close friend, Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, finds herself traveling down a dangerous path of vengeance alongside the legendary sorcerer known as Moon Knight.
Oh, wow.
So we've got also some cool designs. I love this Moon Knight. Man, he looks so crazy looking. I
Yeah.
love that. I'm assuming that's Devil Dinosaur in the back though. And then we've got the Arcane Avengers, which will be introducing the Arcane Avengers. This is a reluctant group of sorcerers led by Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, is cursed to defeat and imprison demonic demons, yokai, I believe is the term. When a figure from Bucky Barnes' past returns, he will finally find his path to freedom.
Mm.
So I'm not too sure what characters are in this, but I mean, assuming that's Hawkeye, obviously Bucky Barnes. I have no idea who this guy down there is, but some crazy designs. And then we've got the Ghost Lock, which will be
Ooh.
uh, I don't know. Bodies are lining the streets as Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage, carves a bloody path of humans and yokai alike. Together with her Shimigami bike, Kawano, aka Ghostlock, aims the spirit of vengeance as Carnage in abide to stop his catastrophe, something. Anyways, it's a
Wow.
Psylocke Ghost Rider mashup, And then we've got the final, which will be the Web of Destiny, which is more of that main trio from the first issue there.
Mm,
So yeah, it's a bit of a interesting, different uh kind of take on these characters. Obviously not for everybody, but you know
yeah,
what? For folks like me, I'm all about it. So
yeah,
again, I think it's worth mentioning that Marvel's actually putting out something interesting, something a little bit different, and perhaps a jumping off point for something just again I think that's what I think a lot of people want from Marvel, and maybe it's to each their own. But like again, I'm looking for new, interesting, different stuff with characters that maybe I like, but would like to see different kind of takes on them. So
yeah.
again, I don't know. The artwork looks sweet, and maybe we'll get some interesting kind of spin-offs from there down the road. But yeah, that's all I've got on the docket. Anything else you wanted to cover here before we gonna wrap it up?
Um, Gosh, I don't know, man. Life has just been so busy for me. This running a business thing is really just taken so much of my free time.
Mhm.
So yeah, I apologize for us, being inconsistent with the shows. I'm trying to read as much as I can.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm still here. I'm still here.
Oh, I'm the same way, man. I work Sundays now, so I definitely come. I work till about 5:15, so I have just over an hour to get home and get everything sorted, get some dinner in my belly, and get the show underway. But I'm glad we're able to do it as often as we can, even though I think went 3 weeks there without a break, and then we took 1 week off, and I'm sure we'll
Yeah,
go another couple
yeah.
weeks.
It'll never be, you know, a week here and there. But
Yeah,
it'll never be. I think we're still game on. I think we're both still really enjoying this. Or
yeah.
maybe I'm just speaking for myself. I don't
No,
know.
I'm
I
hanging
will
out.
say I did want to shout out something. I don't, and maybe if Eric's still in here, he can let us know. But I got to see it already because I'm a channel member and I pay a monthly subscription and I get some of his videos early released. But I just watched. He did a comic book breakdown of an Ed Brubaker book. The name is slipping my mind, but he'll shout it out right now. Amazing breakdown and an amazing watch too. I mean the the editing effort that he put in was really top notch.
Reckless.
Reckless, yeah,
Mhm.
that was it. Never read it, but I really I have to now. And I know that he's done many of these, but this one was really top notch and really stood out to me. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I highly recommend everybody go subscribe to him. And whenever it does release, give it a watch. It's really good work.
I also forgot I wanted to show off. I forgot. I built another little Gundam,
Oh, nice.
which is this is the tall geese from Gundam Wing. I know it's maybe a little hard to see there, but uh, man, this was a really fun one to put together. Um,
You've got a great knack for posing them and it not being always the same pose. I feel like I have when I pose my figures,
mm,
oftentimes they end up kind of having the same pose or like a variation of the same three poses or something. Um,
I
so,
well, it's I and we'll get a little tangent here, but that's the one thing I really, really like about these model kits and not just the Gundam ones, but any of them, is because you're putting them together, you really know their limits and like there's kind of what makes them again, you build it from the ground up. You literally have nothing except just a bunch of pieces, and then you put them together. You're like, oh, like I know exactly how to pose this thing, or I
yeah,
know its articulation really well because I made the bloody thing, and so you kind of know where they just kind of fall into a pose, and you're like, nah, that's what it
yeah,
was designed for, like
yeah,
and that's probably the biggest gripe with any McFarlane stuff is they can be absolutely gorgeous figures, but then their articulation is super minimal or super limited, or they got no ab crunch, or It's like you can only really pose them in a
Or too
handful.
much ab crunch. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, you can only pose them in a handful of ways, but yeah,
Yeah.
these
I'm
Gundams,
just
yeah,
I'm not as critical about, reuses and
yeah,
articulation as
I
more experienced collectors like yourself. I'm really, really, really gonna miss McFarlane figures.
oh, absolutely, I am too, and you know, like I think the reuse and everything that they've been kind of going through is just because they know they're very good
Yeah,
chance they're winding down,
sure.
and they just got to clear inventory out. So
Yeah.
just
What'll
repaint
be
it.
funny is if we start seeing those parts being used for non DC, like some of
Hmm.
the image stuff that he's doing, and that'll be really funny.
I think there already is some.
Oh, I'm sure, without a doubt.
But yeah, a lot of his video game stuff has some really cool designs too. Anyways, I think that will do it for us today. Any final thoughts? Are we all right here to wrap up?
Uh no, hopefully I'll get some reading done this week and we'll have some good stuff to talk about.
Hell yeah, yeah.
And hopefully one of my final bet of the night, hopefully it hits. So I'm not at a total loss. So
We'll manifest it, my friend. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out on your Sunday evening. Hope
yeah.
everyone has a wonderful week, and hopefully you guys have a easygoing Monday.
Yep.
Because it's terrible when it's not. All right, buddy. I'll catch you next week.
Yep,
All
definitely.
right. All right, guys.
See you
See you
guys.
later. Have a good one.